Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Health Sciences, SOHS. Post Basic Bachelor of Science in Nursing BSc N. PB, revised. Second year. BNSL 206 Medical Surgical Nursing. Block 1 Documenting the Nursing Practice. Unit 1 Developing Nursing Care Plan, based on Nursing Process. 1.0 Objectives. After studying this practical, you should be able to comprehend the importance of nursing process, gain skills in developing nursing care plan based on nursing process, gain skills in physical assessment of clients, and differentiate between subjective and objective data from the information collected. 1.1 Introduction. Nursing is based on the integration and application of scientific knowledge from the physical, biological, and behavioral sciences. Nursing practice has progressed by using particular examples of scientific rationale, such as aspectic technique and learning principles, and the application of the scientific approach in the nursing process. Dynamic changes are occurring in nursing practice. One major change is the application of scientific process, which involves thorough and systematic investigation of problem. Nursing process is one such approach. Nurses are beginning to describe the nursing activities that must be accomplished in a sequential manner in order to provide comprehensive, cost-effective, high-quality nursing care. The nursing process is crucial to the heart of nursing care plan, and it is time that we all, practitioners, educators and students, become skillful in using the nursing care plan as a vehicle to promote documentation and growth of nursing practice. The nursing process is a means for nurses to demonstrate accountability and responsibilities to clients as professionals. 1.2 Review of nursing process. In this section, we will review nursing process. 1.2.1 Steps of nursing process. The nursing process is a series of organized steps designed for nurses to provide excellent care to the patients. It includes 5 steps: assessment, nursing diagnosis, planning, implementation, and evaluation. Assessment. The first step in the nursing process is assessment. In this phase, the subjective and objective data about the patient, family, or community with whom the nurse is working is gathered. Subjective data is gathered from patients as they talk about their needs, feelings, and perspectives about the problems that they are having. Objective data is measurable data which is collected from the patients through physical examination like vital signs or observable patient's behavior. 2. Nursing diagnosis. The second step of the nursing process is diagnosing. The nurse takes the information from the assessment, analyzes the information, and identifies problems where patient outcomes can be improved through the use of nursing interventions. Nursing diagnoses are different from medical diagnoses because they address patients' problems that result from the disease process, while medical diagnoses focus on the disease process alone, such as deficient fluid volume due to hypovolemia, discomfort due to urine incontinence, and so on. 3. Planning. Once you have identified the problems, you are now ready to make a plan of action that will reduce or eliminate the problems and promote health. This plan of action would include the following: setting priorities, i.e., what problems are the most important and, therefore, must be accomplished first; establishing goals, i.e., exactly what must be accomplished and by when; planning nursing Actions: you must decide what nursing actions patient activities will help to achieve goals that you and or your patients have set and for documenting the nursing care plan. Other nurses need to know the plan of care that you have developed and the goals you expect to achieve. 4. Implementation. Now is the time to put plan into action. Putting the plan into action involves the following activities. Continue to collect information about your patient to determine whether new problems are occurring and how patient is responding to your actions. Performing the nursing interventions and activities that you plan during the planning phase. Recording, charting, and communicating your patient's health status and response to nursing interventions. Evaluation. Evaluation is a planned, systematic comparison of client's health status with defined objectives and goals. It is an ongoing deliberate activity involving the client, patient, nurse, and other healthcare team members. It helps you to determine how well the plan has worked and whether you need to make any changes in the plan of care. You must answer the following questions. Have you and the patient achieved the goals that you had set during the planning phase? If so, have any new problems developed and have not been addressed? Should you set new goals? What made the plan work? Have you partially achieved the goals or perhaps not at all? If so, why didn't you achieve the goals? Were the goals realistic? Did you have enough time? Were your prescribed interventions appropriate? Benefits of nursing process. Refer Table 1.1 for benefits of the nursing process. Table 1.1 Benefits of using nursing process. Provides an organized method of giving nursing care. Prevents omissions and unnecessary repetitions. Provides for better communication. Focuses on the individual's unique human response. Promotes flexibility in giving individualized nursing care. Encourages participation on part of the patient. Helps nurse gain satisfaction by getting results. Let us summarize the steps of the nursing process as given below. Assessment, i.e., gathering information, data. Nursing diagnosis, i.e., client's actual or potential response to a health problem. Planning, i.e., making a plan of action. Implementation, i.e., putting the plan into action. Evaluation, i.e., determining if the plan has worked. 1.2.2 Relationship of steps of the nursing process. The steps of the nursing process are closely related. Each step is dependent on the accuracy of the step before it. Nursing process is a 4-step cycle of activities that has assessment, planning, implementation, and evaluation. Sometimes 5 steps are propagated with nursing diagnosis after nursing process. Let us study the example given below with 5 steps. A. Assessment. You note that a patient complains that his throat and mouth are dry. His temperature is elevated to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. His record shows that he has not had anything to drink since morning. You analyze the above data and make nursing diagnosis. B. Nursing diagnosis. After completing the nursing assessment, the nurse proceeds to the process of forming appropriate nursing diagnosis. A nursing diagnosis is a statement of a health problem that a nurse is licensed to treat. Nursing diagnosis provides a basis for selection of nursing interventions to achieve outcomes for which nurse is accountable. The nursing diagnosis expresses your professional judgment of the patient's clinical status, responses to treatment, and nursing care needs. Creating your nursing diagnosis is a logical extension of collecting assessment. Data. To develop the nursing diagnosis, use the assessment data you have collected to develop a problem list. Next, prioritize the problems on the list and then develop the working nursing diagnosis. Refer to North American Nursing Diagnosis Association, NANDA. Detailed classification is given in BNS 201. However, selected list of nursing diagnosis is given below. Activity intolerance. Imbalanced body temperature altered due to fever. Deficient fluid volume due to hypovolemia. Risk for infection. Deficient knowledge. Deficient self-care. Sleep deprivation. Impaired physical mobility related to loss of a limb. Risk for infection due to wound. Impaired gas exchange related to respiratory distress. Ineffective cardiac tissue perfusion related to coronary thrombus. Anxiety and fear related to change in health status. C. Planning. You set a goal for a patient of drinking water at least 2,500 milliliters per day. D. Implementation. As a nurse, you need to offer fluids at set intervals during a 24-hour period. E. Evaluation. You determine if the patient is meeting the established goal of drinking 2,500 milliliters of fluids a day. If not, you decide why not and make necessary changes. If his condition is improved and he no longer has even a potential for deficient fluid volume deficit, i.e., his temperature is normal, then you terminate the plan and allow the patient to determine his own pattern of drinking fluids. Study Fig. 1.1 to clarify the relationship among all the steps of the nursing process. Each step is dependent on the accuracy of the step preceding it. The steps are also slightly overlapping. For example, you may begin planning nursing actions while you are actually doing the nursing assessment. The phase of evaluation involves evaluating goal achievement, but you must also look at the entire plan to decide what factors are contributing to its success or failure. 1. Assessment. To get database. For planning. Nursing case. To list problems, identify needs. 2. Nursing. Diagnosis. To individualize care for the client. To identify clients' needs. 3. Implementation. To organize resources for giving care, equipment, supplies to give nursing care. 4. Planning. To plan nursing care. To give nursing care instructions. 5. Evaluation and review. To review results of nursing care given. To evaluate care for effectiveness. Fig. 1.1 Relationship among the steps of nursing process. Look at the screen. 1.3 Developing nursing care plan based on nursing process. In this section, we shall concentrate on the nursing process, which involves the case analysis, ascertaining nursing diagnosis, and writing a nursing care plan for that patient. We all know that assessment is the first step of nursing process. Because all nursing decisions and interventions are based on the information gathered during this phase, you should consider this step to be very important. During this phase, you should be gathering as much pertinent information about the patient as possible. This is followed by diagnosis and then planning care. Let us see how nursing process is undertaken by. First two steps in this section. 1.3.1 Data collection. Assessment involves collecting data. Data collection begins with the patient's clients' First encounter with the nurse. Let us take a look at the process of data collection and consider the resources and methods that you should be using to gather information about the health state of a patient client. What resources should be used to gather data? To gather data for the assessment phase of the nursing process, you will need to use of many resources as possible. This includes using information gathered from the following resources. Information gathered from patient's client's family or significant other, and patient's health history. Information obtained from chart, lab studies, X-rays, medical history. Physician's instructions, progress notes, nursing documents or records. Information gathered from other healthcare workers who are working with the patient client, e.g., nurses, social worker, physician, physical therapist. How should data be gathered? Data should be gathered by observation, interview, and physical assessment. Data collection begins with the nursing interview and the physical assessment and is called as the database assessment with which you will gain vital information about all aspects of your patient's health. This database assessment is a basis for your ongoing nursing assessment. Next to database assessment is interview. The nursing interview is an essential part of data collection. What you see and hear during the nursing assessment is important. The amount of pertinent data collected will depend on your interviewing skills, i.e., your ability to establish a rapport and to observe, listen, and question. Guidelines promoting a successful interview. Ensure privacy. Provide a quiet, private setting without interruptions or distractions. Use the person's name. Introduce yourself and show a genuine interest in the individual's well-being. Explain your purpose. Explain that the purpose of asking so many questions to provide better nursing care by knowing more about the person and his family. Use good eye contact. Give the person your full attention. Don't hurry. Rushing may cause the person to feel that you are not interested in hearing what he has to say. Key points: the nursing interview. The nursing interview is an important tool for gathering assessment data and patient's health history. The patient himself should be considered the primary source of information. Additional important sources of information are the family, significant others, written records, and other healthcare workers. Promoting a successful interview involves establishing a rapport, asking probing questions, being a good listener, and being observant. The physical assessment. It is another way of data collection. The physical assessment should be performed in conjunction with the nursing interview. Physical assessment is accomplished by a thorough, systematic examination of the patient. Physical assessment can be 1. General assessment, head-to-toe examination, and 2. Specific assessment, as system disorder. This examination includes the following activities: inspection, examination by careful and critical observation; auscultation, examination by listening with a stethoscope; palpation, examination by touching and feeling; percussion, examination by touching, tapping, and listening. The actual skills of physical assessment, i.e., how to inspect, auscultate, palpate, and percuss, will come with practice, and it is important to maintain active use of these skills in order to maintain competency. Guidelines: performing a physical assessment. Always promote communication between yourself and the client. Introduce yourself, provide for privacy, establish a rapport, and use good interviewing techniques while you are performing the physical assessment. rather than working in silence. Don't rely on memory. Note down the points to be sure of accuracy. Choose a method of organizing your data collection and always use it. Note: the method suggested below is an obvious problem or injury. Assess that problem first, e.g., if the person states, I can't breathe, assess the respiratory system first. Continue by assessing physical status in the following order. A. Respiratory status, breath sounds, rate, depth, cough. B. Cardiac status, apical rate, rhythm, heart sounds. C. Circulatory status, rate, rhythm, and quality of pulse, radical, brachial, carotid, femoral, dorsalis pedis. D. Status of the skin, color, temperature, turgor, edema, lesions, and hair. Distribution. E. Neurological status, mental status, orientation, pupillary reaction, vision, and appearance of the eyes, ability to hear, taste, feel, and smell. F. Musculoskeletal status, muscle tone, strength, gait, stability, range of motion, gag reflex, bowel sounds, presence of distension, impaction. Hemorrhoids, external. G. Gastrointestinal status, condition of the lips, tongue, gums, teeth, presence of gag reflex, presence of bowel sounds, presence of abdominal distension or tenderness, impaction, hemorrhoids. H. Genitourinary status, presence of distended bladder, discharge, vaginal, urethral. In addition to this, endocrinal status, nephrological status, integumentary status, immunological status, gynecological status, and mental status are also assessed. Let us study further on physical assessment with reference to identifying subjective and objective data. Data can be separated into two categories: subjective information and objective information. Subjective information is that information actually stated by the patient. E.g., I have pain. Objective information is concrete, observable information that can be noted by any skilled nurse or physician. Subjective data, what the patient client actually states. These are his feelings and perceptions. Objective data, concrete, observable information such as vital signs, laboratory studies, and changes in physical appearance or behavior. It is often difficult to remember the difference between these two categories. But there is a trick. Remember the following. Subjective data are stated. Objective data are observable. Note the examples of subjective and objective data listed below. Subjective data, examples. I feel sick to my stomach. I have a stabbing pain in my side. I wish I were at home. I feel that nobody likes me. Objective data, examples. Blood pressure is 110 by 70 mm of Hg. Large mole of the size of a quarter inch on the side of face. Overtly obese. Walks with a limp. Ate all of his breakfast. Urinated 150 milliliters clear urine. In a clinical situation, collect data from a patient, determine and list as which ones are subjective data and which ones are objective data. 1.3.2 Planning nursing care. Once you have identified problems and needs of the patient during the assessment phase, you are ready to begin the second step of nursing process, planning. This is the time when you will determine how to give nursing care in an organized, individualized, goal-directed manner. Planning will involve the following: setting priorities, establishing goals, expected outcomes, planning nursing actions, interventions, Documenting the plan or nursing care. A. Setting priorities. Nurse must learn how to set priorities. The first step in setting priorities is that of making a list of problems that you have identified during the assessment phase. You must then study the list and decide which are the most important problems. Next, you will have to decide the order of nursing care, i.e., what problems you will look after first. Here are some suggestions of the questions you ask yourself when setting priorities. Which are the problems that must be taken care of immediately? Which are the problems that you will work to prevent, reduce, or resolve today? Of the problems you will work on today, which will you work on first, second, third? Are there any problems that can be worked on at the same time, e.g., you may choose to work on promoting communication about fears and concerns about illness while assisting the client with morning care. B. Establishing goals, expected outcomes. Nursing care is planned according to priority setting which reflect the goals of care established by the client and nurse. Setting goals is an activity that includes the family and significant others as well as the client. Goals should not only meet the immediate needs of the client, but should also include prevention and rehabilitation. Goal setting establishes the framework for the nursing care plan. Ultimately, goal results in development of expected outcome of the nursing intervention. The expected outcome is the specific, desired change in the client's condition in the physiological, social, emotional, spiritual dimensions. The nurse also uses the outcomes as criteria to evaluate the effectiveness of nursing activities. In order to plan nursing interventions, the expected outcomes of the plan of care should be considered as well as the cause of the problem. This will help you to determine exactly what nursing actions will help this particular patient achieve the expected outcomes. C. Planning nursing interventions actions. Always check or reassess the status of the problem before determining appropriate nursing intervention. Look for intervention that will reduce or eliminate the cause of the problem. Consider the expected outcomes to be sure that your interventions are specific for that particular patient. Identify the strengths of the client and family that can be encouraged so that they can participate in correcting the problem. Individualize nursing actions. What may work for one person may not for another. Be realistic. Utilize scientific rationale as a basis for your actions, i.e., know why you are performing a nursing intervention. Create opportunities for teaching and learning wherever possible, e.g., teach the patient the reasons for the nursing actions that you have chosen. Consult other professionals whenever necessary, e.g., doctors, dietitian, physiotherapist, etc. D. Documenting the plan or nursing care plan. Documenting the plan of nursing care or writing the nursing care plan is the final product planning process. If you fail to document your plan of nursing care, you waste all the effort that you have done in determining an individualized care plan for your patient. No one will know the work that has been done. Nursing care plan serves three purposes. I. To validate that there has been a thorough plan of care formulated for each patient. 2. To serve as a record that can later be studied to evaluate patient care. 3. To communicate to other nurses the specific problems, goals, and interventions that have been identified for the patient. The importance of documentation of the plan of care cannot be underestimated. Documentation is absolutely necessary for continuity of care and for later evaluation. Procedures. Forms for writing the nursing care plan. Forms and methods of writing nursing care plan vary from institution to institution. You will have to familiarize yourself with the method used by the institution where you are working. However, each nursing care plan should have the following components: assessment of problems, goals, nursing diagnosis, nursing intervention, plan of action, rationale, scientific basis for nursing action, evaluation, expected outcome. Two samples of nursing care plan is presented as follows in 1.1 and 1.2. A. Sample 1.1. Patient's biodata. I. Name, Malik Masood Ahmad. 2. Age, 30 years. 3. Sex, male. 4. Ward, general medicine. Bed number 5. 6. MRD no. 00711363. 7. Date of admission, 15th October 2017. 8. Diagnosis, pyrexia of unknown origin. 9. Address, Batmalu, Srinagar. Kiss Smiley, marital status, unmarried. 11. Income, 5,000 rupees per month. 12. Occupation, casual labor. 13. Educational qualification, 10th pass. 14. Religion, Islam. 15. Language, Kashmiri. Chief complaints. Patient complained of fever, headache, body ache, restlessness, diaphoresis. Present health history. Past health history. Family health history. Nursing care plan, refer Table 1.1 for the same. Table 1.1, Nursing care plan of patient with pyrexia. Look at the screen. B. Sample 1.2. I. Identification data. Name. Age. Sex. Religion. Educational status. Occupation. Address. Ward. Bed no. CR no. Date of admission. Date of planning. Socioeconomic data. 2. Chief complaints. 3. History of present illness. 4. History of past illness. Family composition, family tree can be made. S. No. Name of the family member, relationship with patient, age, sex, health status. 6. Medical history, diabetes, TB, cardiac disease, hypertension, communicable disease, etc. 7. Personal history, food habit, personal habits, personality, any drug abuse, smoking, alcoholism or drug allergy. 8. Nutritional status, vegetarian, non-vegetarian. 9. Menstrual history. Kiss Smiley, obstetric history. 11. Investigations. S. No. Name of investigation, lab value, normal findings. 12. Physical assessment, specify any deviation from normal. 13. Management. A. Medical management. B. Surgical management. C. Nursing management. Assessment, nursing diagnosis, nursing intervention, rationale, evaluation. D. Health education, in ward. E. Health education, on discharge. 14. Progress notes. 15. Comments, if any. Note. Care plan requirement, minimum 2 days of nursing care. Submission after discharge, discontinuity of care. Activities. 1. To write 3 nursing care plans using steps in nursing process for actual patients, 1 each selected from any of following medical surgical conditions: cardiothoracic, nephrological, neurological, musculoskeletal, gastrointestinal, oncological, If you have never written a nursing care plan before, it will take some time to write. 1. Do not get discouraged. You can master this art of documenting what you have been doing all along, of course, without documenting your practice. For your own professional growth, this act of documentation is imperative. Please keep practicing. 1.4 Let us sum up. In this practical, you learnt about writing a nursing care plan by using the first two steps in the nursing process. In assessing the patient, you learnt about gathering information, data, to identify actual or potential health problems. By practicing systematic physical examination, you will gather a great deal of information which you could use in planning the nursing care, which is the next step in nursing process. Other than the medical diagnosis which the physician has made, you will be able to make a nursing diagnosis which helps you to write a nursing care plan. This will to provide comprehensive care in all the 3 shifts of duty by the nurses. It is an important step towards professionalism, and writing down your care plan is an excellent documentation needed urgently for future reference and self-improvement. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next